Hello world, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? This your boy, you know who I am. Ain't no need to say who I am, you know what I mean? This your boy, co-host of Just Saying with Willie Dexter Harris, Teresa Foster, on YouTube. Feel free to continue to subscribe. She and I at the process of trying to, get the kinks out, before we kick our thing out full-fledged. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna shoot you some little bits and pieces like I'm shooting at you right now. What I want to talk about now is let's get an understanding. I'm talking to the entire NFL. I'm talking to your fan base. I'm talking to your teams. I'm talking to your owners. I'm talking to the sports media. I'm talking to social media. Hey, don't worry about Teddy Bridgewater, okay? Now, let me explain something to you. I'm not a huge fan of Teddy Bridgewater. I never have been, even when he was in Minnesota. That's why when the Saints picked him up, I couldn't really understand why, did they even go get him? There was so many other options they can go get, which includes this guy that's still out there and waiting right now, which is Colin Kaepernick, who's being blackballed. But that's another subject. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk to you about my boy Teddy Bridgewater. Now, listen, I'm a who that for life. And if you know me, then you know I'm all Louisiana. LSU, Louisiana Pelican, New Orleans Saints, West Monroe, Alexander High, Huntington High, Bossier High, anything Louisiana, if you count me in on. But I want to get an understanding with y'all so y'all know what I'm talking about. Teddy's going to be fine. I want to say that to y'all before we go any further. Teddy is going to be fine. You know what I mean? You can't, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of him. I wasn't even interested in him, when they first got him. I was like, why did y'all go get him? You know what I mean? But whatever. If I believe in Coach Sean Payton, and I believe in Drew Brees, because those two are the two to me when it comes to the Who That Nation, But check it out. The man jumped in the middle of a situation that he was not prepared for, and you can say, man, this person did it, that person did it. You lying, you know what I mean? Because it's not true. Because you can't compare nobody that backs up Drew Brees. You don't get no reps in practice. You know what I mean? The only reps you're getting is when Drew Brees going to get some water. So therefore, you can't put him out there and expect him to play a Drew Brees football game. He and Drew Brees have two different football styles. You know what I'm saying? So why would you, even expect something like that of him? And please do this too before I go any further. Stop saying this man is the heir apparent. There is no heir apparent at this time on the New Orleans Saints roster. And that includes Taysom Hill too, which I see a lot of y'all over there hollering about, put Taysom in. He ain't gonna do no better than what Teddy Bridgewater would do. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this understanding out there, and stop all this foolishness, and let's get together and let's rally behind Bridgewater. He out there, we don't have no choice for the next 6 weeks. We're gonna have to deal with Teddy Bridgewater. And I don't think he garbage. I think he has a hell of an arm. So people saying shit like, he suck and he this and he that. You cannot criticize this man for walking into the middle of one of the most, what word can I use? Heart-wrenching, games of the year. It was a game that we had been waiting on all year. And that was the Rams. So you can't throw Bridgewater in a game that was that hyped up, that had that much going into it, and expect this man to produce. And it looks to me, to be honest with you, it looked like the Saints team went to sleep on it. The man was trying his best. Yeah, he holds the ball too damn long, and that's something that, this time, he has an entire week of practice. He has a whole week of practice to work on, whatever the kinks that they had, that Coach Payton saw, and whatever the kinks you saw, Coach Payton saw it. So ain't no need for you to be over here trying to coach from the TV. If Sean Payton believes that Teddy Bridgewater can hold it down until Drew gets back, then it's our job to get behind Teddy Bridgewater, rally behind him, and let's make this happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind you, Teddy, 100%. And I believe he can pull it out with a full week of practice. You got a full week of practice. You practice with the first team the whole week. So Sean Payton, who's the trickster himself, he's going to figure out plays and he's going to figure out situations to where Teddy will be more comfortable in that pocket or be more comfortable behind center to where some things can happen. We're going to have some positive things going on. You know, I know you're nervous. I know you're scared because you've never had to deal with another quarterback other than Drew since all this excitement about that nation started taking place. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I hear people talking about new fan. Man, don't nobody worry about that stupid shit. I'm so sick of hearing that new fan. You could join the team today. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the right to force you to like no particular team. And nobody can force you to stay with no particular team. Because these whack-ass, sorry-ass Dallas Cowboy fans want to keep running around behind they people, you know what I'm saying, win or lose, I'm Cowboy Cap. Well, do that. That's your prerogative. But you don't control the thoughts and feelings of nobody else. So if these people choose to come to that nation, you're more than welcome. We're glad to have you, man. You want to drink a beer or tomorrow, filet fish or something, we got it back there in the back. Gumbo, what y'all want? You know what I'm saying? So stop with all that new fan shit. Now, again, I'm going to say it one more time. Teddy will be fine. He has a full week. And I'm telling you, Sean Payton and that coaching staff is going to work that offense out. And they're going to get this stuff together to where he's going to fit into his own system. He can't play in Drew's system. He's not Drew Brees. Nobody's Drew Brees. So how would you expect him to play in Drew's system? Relax, y'all. Relax. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to my dad nation right now. Relax. You're good. He's good. We going to be good. 6 weeks. I'll estimate out of these next 6 games, this is my guess. I'll say we'll go at least 4-2. You know, we'll probably lose 2 of these next 6 games. Because if you check our schedule, it really ain't that hard. You know what I mean? I think the roughest team we got to play will be the team Sunday, which is Seattle. You know, and I know Dallas is next week, but that'll be one of the 4 wins. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to even worry about, you know, Cowboys and all that mess they talking. Don't let them people get